welcome back to Bomberos on Fire podcast. My name is Armando. As you guys know, thank you for coming back again to the podcast. The new people, thank you for clicking and be curious about something different, something new. Uh, and thank you. Before I start talking about the podcast, I have to go through the BS. Hey, click, like, subscribe, share, all that shit you guys know. I mean, I have to make something so I can make some money and actually keep going with the podcast. Today I got a special guest from another country, maybe, or from here. It's just like me. We were more than here, more Americans than actually where we come from. I got the legend between the legends and the fire service. The guy traveled around the world teaching fire skills. His name is Adam. Adam, welcome to the podcast. Thank you for coming. Finally, we made it happen.
Yes, we made it happen. Thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Anytime, bro. Or mate. Anytime,
yes.
mate.
Lots of mates here today.
A lot of mates here today. Please tell people who you are, what you do, what are you doing now, and we go from there.
Yeah, so like you said, my name's Adam Mills. I'm a 34-year-old fireman up here in New Hampshire. I'm on the job up here in Hampton, New Hampshire. Been on Hampton for the last 9 years. Been in the fire service for the last 16 years. Started my career out in California. I'm an instructor, senior staff instructor with the New Hampshire Fire Academy. I work for Fast Rescue Solutions as a fast board instructor and have the opportunity to travel the world. That's where I met Armando here in Poland.
Yeah.
And just share the nuggets that I learned. I'm always a student of the craft and always trying to learn more because you try and be the jack of all trades, master of none. But sometimes it's better than being master of none. So just trying to do it. And make training great again.
I know. We should have a hat on it. I was thinking, somebody made a hat about that shit. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Someone did it.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Oh, you seen it?
Yeah.
God. Yeah, I want to get one of those hats. It's true though. It's true. Make training great again. It is as simple as that.
Very simple. Very simple mindset that we need to get a lot of people to think that way because a lot of people don't. And the people that do beat to the same drum, but a lot of people don't. They just get complacency and comfortable.
Yeah. What make you go from firefighter paramedic to instructor? Like, hey, I want to help people. I want to help us, basically.
Yeah. So back when I was a young, 14, 15-year-old, I was an explorer and had a couple mentors. And one of those mentors was a CPR instructor. And he took me under his wing, kind of taught me how to do teaching as a CPR instructor. His name's Dave Updike, my old fire chief. And just from there, it kind of blossomed. I enjoyed teaching. I enjoyed coaching and teaching with and not teaching at. And, I started the fire service. I always was into the job, always wanted to, know why as a millennial born in 90. So
we still get.
I always want to know why, but I always want to know more and learn more because no one else is coming but us. So and stay proficient. So I just continue to learn. And a big quote that I like from Aaron Fields is forget it.
Yeah, of course.
Oh
shit!
Basically, knowledge is power. Except. Knowledge is power when shared freely, but when it's lorded and hoarded, it can be decisive and destructive. Yeah. And that quote settles with me pretty well. I don't want to hold all the information because me as an individual, part of a fire service team, does nothing. So getting that knowledge out there for everybody to know, and I've, like I said, and I have the opportunity to go to these places and learn different things. And I try and bring it back to my, my neck of the woods in my state and just, continue to have myself grow, but as well as my teammates and my rest of my coworkers.
Yeah, and doing a great job. I know you travel around the world. We, like as you said, we met in Poland, in Warsaw, in the middle of nowhere, risk competition. Quite a trip, and we met and we click basically because same sense of humor. Same bullshit we have to go through as a paramedic, firefighter, both instructors. So we understand the craft and we're trying to make it better. And I always said, the day I said I know everything, I need to quit. I need to look something else, go to IT. I don't know. become a coach, sex coach.
Definitely watched a couple of your episodes about that stuff.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, by the way, we got discounts, by the way. If you come to Florida, we got some discounts.
Perfect. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Poland was a trip in regards to, I was going there expecting one thing, and I got completely out of something I didn't expect. I met new friends. I'm like you, we're on the text feed that I can just ask a question with people from around the world. Brussels, Portugal, yourself in Florida, Poland, Germany, and it's unbelievable. I got to eat amazing soup every day.
Every day, no matter what, every day.
And the
24/7.
But I was a little nervous because I did watch Taken a couple of weeks prior to going to Poland. I was like, ooh. But their hospitality is out of this world.
Right?
And that's what I talk about every single time I see someone and we talk about that. The hospitality is out of this world. They wouldn't let us, do anything. They wouldn't let us put our hand in our pocket, even though we did. But we had to force it. Yeah. It was crazy. But
I know.
Cool time.
It was a great experience taking Ubers with amazing people talking to us Uber, right? That was an experience too.
Utilizing Google Translate, listen to Polish. What'd you call it? Disco?
Disco Polo.
Disco Polo, yeah.
I still put it. When I do confined space training, I put it on the loudspeaker on the tunnel. Oh, it's amazing. People lose their shit. But and then may keep you focused.
And then that one night where we had all the vodka, and then we went karaoke.
Yeah,
we sang all American songs.
Yeah. And they were singing Polish songs, and then people were pissed because we took over the karaoke.
Yeah,
it was great.
That trip is a trip in regards to in talks of fire service. They're the same as us.
Yeah,
they want to learn. They're hungry. They want to learn. They're into the job. Yeah. They do things completely different than you and I, which was a mind blow for me. I was like, wait a minute, you take the pack off and roll the guy out of the pack and then put him on the rip pack, expose him to all this IDLH?
Yep. We were sweating, and especially when the force of entry. Like, you don't know how to force a door, and you're doing it right now? Yeah. Like, okay. And some people's first time seeing a Halligan. That for us is like, basic stuff. But that's
comes every fire truck.
Exactly, they haven't. Yep. And the same happened to me in my last trip in Croatia. They don't know how to force a door. That's not part. I noticed European academy. I guess it's not in Croatia. It's the same way. They donkey kick or they destroy with a sledgehammer. I know. And the stupid helmets.
Yeah.
I wear a helmet. I hope our European friends seeing this podcast, they will laugh, especially the ones who ate all the soup during the trip.
All the soup.
Oh God! And teaching around the world, what is the big difference? Because we know what is our common. Like, we hungry for knowledge. We want to save people. You want to protect property. The stuff that we know as a fireman. But what is the thing that difference from us, Europe, or I don't know if you've been in Asia or have you been in just Europe and here, South America?
Oh maybe? Yeah. Been to Canada, been here, and Poland is the furthest. Like I said, they're like us. They're just guys that love the job and want to do the job. The biggest difference is obviously language barrier. That was big. But the culture, getting to know their culture and knowing how to tie it into that training or into that scenario or whatever to make it make sense for them better, for that light bulb to go off. But just I'm blown away and blessed with the opportunity that I have to work for Fast Rescue Solutions and be able to travel the country and the world to teach people about the fastboard and RIT and RIC and survival is just amazing. But it's just the culture, I think I'd probably say is the biggest one. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. The smoking cigarettes all day. That was
smoking cigarettes all day, throwing an SCBA on and going to work, and It's like he never even smoked a pack a day.
I know it is cool that we can experience that. You with
Yeah,
Fastboard and me with my own company going around the world. It is awesome that we can experience as a fireman. Because when we come back home, I tell the guys, hey, you know what happened over there in Poland? They don't have connections like us. They have to store
right,
connections, and
right,
everything is lighter. And they cannot even imagine how to work without a Halligan, for example.
right. I mean, and for the listeners, everything is different. From their hose connections to their, they do
Yeah.
bars instead of PSI.
Yes.
How they fight fire, they fight fire with like pressurized water. Like almost the best way I can explain it. My friend John in London Fire Brigade, he was explaining it to me a little better a couple months ago when we were out in London. It's basically like a pressure washer. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
wow, okay.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's just, I would have never thought at 34 years old, just being a Joe Schmo off the side of the road, out of Mills, being a fireman into the job, that I would have the opportunities that I have to meet people like yourself, to be here today and continuing to give back to the community and the fire service, just by being myself, and
Yeah.
just, loving the job and being into the job and teaching and training and,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's true. One thing that everybody hates in the fire service around the world is EMS. I like it. I'm one of the few that likes
Yep.
it.
Me too.
But yeah,
I'll
yeah,
second that.
we few in between. But everybody have a little stigma with EMS because the toll that take you, the amount of calls that you do. I mean, the people you have to deal with. Um, how do you deal with a difficult call? Let's say you have a pediatric code. Go in the rescue. I don't know how. Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys call ambulance. You're going rescue.
Yeah.
Yeah, people from up north. But uh,
North of the Mason-Dixon.
the Mason yes, yeah, we go alligators in the middle of the road. But yeah, how do you deal with that? As Adam Mills, hey, you got a difficult call,
Yeah.
and how do you deal with that?
So myself personally, I've been an EMT since the age of 18. I've been a paramedic since the age of 20. So just going on, I got my paramedic in 2011. Um, so I like to quote the insurance commercials. I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two. I'm still learning though. I still
Oh
haven't
yeah,
seen everything. But how do I deal with that call? Um, I train personally, mentally and physically. I make myself physically fit, mentally and physically. And I also train with my crew because they're my team. Um, for me personally, right now at my fire station, there's I'm the only paramedic on duty on my
oh,
shift,
oh,
which I actually do like because I can bring my other AEMTs. We have advanced EMTs up to
oh,
a certain level, up to a level
oh, you
where
got
they,
the
yeah,
advanced EMTs.
yep. So we have a couple basics in the department, but everybody's mostly in a advanced EMT, but they can do a lot of stuff. But I teach them, you know, stuff that I need them to do.
Yeah,
That they're my second set of hands, third set of hands. So we do a lot of training. We do a lot of, scenarios. I call them go drills, especially on probation. Do go drills around the firehouse. But that prepares me and those guys mentally and physically. We take classes continuously. I just took a hands heavy course. I don't know if you heard hands
oh
heavy.
yeah, yeah.
Yep.
You know the guy who created Hand Heavy was the medical director from Polk County.
Yes, I
Yeah,
just met
so
him this past Thursday
great guy,
because I'm
smart.
the trainer for the class now. So,
Jesus,
but
great, fuck, amazing guy,
very very cool class.
smart.
Yes, but that's all what we do before the call, to prepare ourselves for that call, whenever it may be. Um, when the call does happen, and I can speak for myself personally only, but when the call does happen, I take a breath, slow things down, slow, smooth, fast, and I rely on my team to do the same thing, and rely on our training and our basics, and we resort back to basics, and then we move to the more advanced stuff if we need to. I've had 13 pediatric cardiac arrests in my career so far.
Hmm.
Four of them have lived. The rest of them sadly passed due to either SIDS or
Yeah,
drowning and trauma. But we run the call. We do what we can. I always tell the parents if it's a death, that we've done everything that can be done for this child. I learned that back when I was an EMT or early paramedic. One of my mentors told me, tell the parents that you've done everything that can be done for the child. Because we've done everything we can do. Well, if you've done everything you can do, maybe the hospital could do more. You should transport him to the hospital. No, everything that can be done for this patient has been done. So I do that line. But we run the call, like I was saying, but I make sure as the informal leader of being a paramedic, I make sure that I, get to the hospital, finish up the call, let the guys decompress. There's no rush in getting back into service. One call at a time. We need to take care of ourselves too. Get back in service, get everything back in order for supplies and stuff, and then we have an AAR or a hot wash, as I call it, where we sit in the EMS room, crack a soda or energy drink or water or whatever, and just talk, see how everybody's doing, what went well, what didn't go well, what we need to work on. We make notes. I make notes on my phone. And then just make sure we just keep checking in with each other, especially if it's that type of call, right?
Yeah.
The last call I did have of that, it wasn't a pediatric arrest. It was an adult trauma OB. She was 36 weeks pregnant, and she had crashed into a bridge abutment at a high rate of speed, and she was shocky. She was dying.
Yeah.
And got her in the back of the ambulance, and she kept, touching herself and saying, my baby, my baby. Long story short, the mother survived. They cut the baby out in the hospital. They worked the baby for 2 hours. Mom coded. They cracked her chest. Baby died. Mom survived. The Portsmouth Hospital, also where I work as a paramedic in the emergency room, it's a level 2 trauma center. It was their first ever trauma stat OB. So it's like they have a trauma alert, which is a normal trauma, and then trauma stats, like everybody's coming, and then OB to add. Yep. So it was their first ever trauma stat OB, and it affected the hospital very big in regards to a lot of people that had hands on the case.
Yeah.
So did an after action review with them, and I actually got the peer support team involved because I told my captain, it affected me. I told my captain, like, hey, I know this is gonna affect me and is affecting me. I can't speak for those guys, but if it's affecting me, it's probably affecting these guys too. So let's get the critical debrief in here and do that. So we did that, and then me personally, I see a therapist on the outside through the IFF. So,
yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, that's great advice. Actually, I'm actually trying to get into the peer support team. What I work, just to help a little bit. With that. And not every therapist or every peer support team guy is for that person. So having a broad spectrum of people on those peer support team is really important, because maybe you and I we click, but maybe you don't click with the guy who looks like an HR.
Right. Yeah.
To be honest. So
and I think with me, I've been in the fire service since 14 as an explorer, right? And I rode along and was an explorer of LA City, LA County Fire, and some of the shittiest areas in Los Angeles. And I was exposed to a lot of stuff because a lot of the guys my age now were, hey kid, come here, come look at this. Hey kid, come here, come see this. Hey, you're here, come look at this burned body, or whatever the situation is. Which, right or wrong, it brought me to who I am today. But I did catch myself 3 years ago doing the same thing. We went for a DOA at a home that had family hadn't heard from the person. Guy had been there probably for a couple of weeks. Hey kid, come on. And my captain was actually the one that stopped me. He's like, hey, he doesn't need to go see that. I'm like, and it made me take a step back and be like, you're right. Because it was gross and nasty, and we had to put a breather on and go in. Okay, he's dead. But being exposed to that made me who I am today, and right or wrong, it is. But I try and not to do the same thing, because not everybody's the same as us or me. So
Yeah, I've been working in fields in 2 countries actually. I work in Venezuela and
Yeah,
EMS service, fire rescue stuff, and the US. So I've been dealing with the same different language, different culture, but it's just the same
right.
feeling, the
Yeah,
same crappy feeling, the same, and make me the person who I am today. I joke a lot, as you noticed,
yeah.
a lot. So that's my way
Well,
to deal with shit, basically.
I got told a long time ago, I smile a lot in critical calls. And I'm like, oh, I do? And they're like, it's not a bad thing. But I just
No,
want you to know, like, you're smiling, like you look like you're enjoying this. I'm like, and I'm the type of guy as a paramedic on a critical call. Like I talked to you before, I bring my guys up. I teach them. I train them up to a level where they can operate
hmm
with my guidance and my assistance. And once it goes past a certain level as a paramedic, I need to step in and do it. But I let them go all the way to the top of their protocol. And I sit back and most of the time on these calls, I have gloves on, but I'm at the head of the bed or at the foot of the bed, and I'm
yeah,
just orchestrating. Hey,
yeah,
and sometimes I feel like during the after action or hot wash, I'm like, hey, sorry to be throwing so much at you. No, dude, you got it. Like, because I'm like, hey, Aaron, can you grab an airway? Hey, Josh, can you do this? Josh, yep. Seth, good. Yep. Okay. Yep. Aaron, can you do this next when you're done with that? So,
yeah,
so, but yeah, that's how I deal with it personally.
yeah. That's I start singing songs. I start whistling
Oh,
songs. Yeah, whatever I had in my mind, I can start singing from the '80s hits to '90s.
don't stop believing.
Don't start believing. I'm not to bite the dust.
Mm.
Or I make funny comments. One time we got a rosc on a victim, and I said, "Oh, we got Wi-Fi finally."
That's funny.
The chief behind me, she's like, "Oh shit, Armando, Jesus."
I
That's
mean,
the way I do it. That's
it's the
I
way
do
we
it.
have to. It's the way we have to function, though, in regards to doing this job for 30 some years,
Oh yeah,
and make humor out of what we see and what we do, and some people might look, and you've heard this. Some people might look at us through a window and be like, "What the hell is that
oh,
person doing?
100%.
Why are they smiling? Why are they singing 'Don't Stop Believing' while they're pounding away on someone's chest?" And
Yeah,
it just makes sense to us. It's like it's just second nature.
yeah.
So
You have to have fun. That's
yeah,
my that's my motto, bro. You have to have fun. Whatever you do, you need to have fun.
yep,
By music or high five the guy who's drunk or the guy who's high on cocaine and ecstasies. Okay, hey, say, buddy, you see unicorns? Me too. That's the way I do it.
yeah,
Because why getting mad? That's our job. We chose to do that. Might as
yep,
well embrace it.
yep. But on the other end of that, and you mentioned it already, burnout,
Oh yeah, 100%.
huge, huge.
Yes, yes,
It's
yeah.
I've been talking. I see a therapist through the IAFF. Her name's Amanda. She's great. I recommend anybody who wants to go talk. We talk about work and the culture and work and how things are changing and stuff like that. But burnout, big.
It's big.
Um, I love my job. I love doing my job. I get the full customer care that I can. But I treat people the way they treat me, and I'm nice, but there's a certain level.
Oh,
Like, you're not gonna treat me like shit.
yep.
Like, come on here. Like, come on. Like, we're human. I'm doing my job, but at the same time, to kind of rebound on that, is I do a lot more as a paramedic on the ambulance than a lot of people do in my area. And I can say that because I see both sides of the spectrum. I work in a level 2 trauma center as a paramedic, critical care, and I work in the ambulance at the fire service. I do a lot of education for my patients who call, and they may not need to go to the emergency room.
Yeah, yeah.
They may need the blood pressure checked, may need some
Band-aid.
education. Hey, the emergency room's not going to do anything for you with this. Follow up your PCP. Follow up with a ortho. Um, your cast is itching. I'm sorry. Let's follow up with ortho. You need a tooth. You have a tooth abscess. Yeah, it's not quite infected, or I'm not worried about an airway type of thing. Let's go to the dentist. And just following up with stuff like simple stuff. And a lot of people knows, what are you doing? Let's go. We've been here for 20 minutes. I'm like, I'd rather sit on scene for a little bit longer, put us out of service. I'm still going to write a report, but educate this person and be like, hey, maybe an ambulance isn't the right answer for this. Maybe the emergency room is not the right answer for this. We can go to urgent care. We can go here. We can go there. But the emergency room is not the end all be all. And at the end of the day, if the patient's like, no, I want to go to the emergency room, okay, I'll take you to the emergency room. I'm not going to infuse you. But I just take that extra time to be, that educator.
Yeah.
Or community paramedic, some people call it, where they're checking blood pressure, checking the blood sugar, and just educating.
But, just minimum things. I think a lot of the things, a lot of the BS codes that we have in the service is lack of education.
Yep.
Lack of resources. Like, you can go to a central care instead of going to an emergency room for a headache that just started.
I just worked an overtime shift today. I was on the ambulance. I was with a great partner, and we were returning from the hospital. We got to pop for another call, and since we're so far away, they send the ambulance to the call, or the engine to the call. Sorry. So the engine gets there. They do assessment. Excuse me. And the lady has a cold, and the way it kind of works is with our system is the engine gets there. They do the assessment. All right. You want to go to the hospital? Okay. See you later. This patient didn't need to go to the hospital. But they already told her, oh, yeah, we'll take you to the hospital. That's fine. See you later. And I get there like, oh, what's going on? Well, she's had a cold for a week and she wants to get evaluated. I'm like, all right, you told her we're going to go to the hospital already? Oh, yeah, we're going to go to Seabrook. Oh, okay. And, I don't argue. Yeah. I don't want to argue with my partners. Be like, why did you tell this lady? Okay. And whether it's good or bad, I just took her to the hospital. A BLS trip to the hospital. Yep. See you later.
Easy
Turn
call.
and burn in 5-10 minutes, But at the same time, it's like, do your job. It's not your job isn't to be like, hey, I have a cold. Okay, we'll be there. Oh yeah, you need to go to the hospital. That's not your job, and that's why our system is so broken, and that's why hospital beds are always at capacity.
Yeah.
And that's why our insurance and our just healthcare is in trouble because we use and abuse the system, and we do it the same thing as paramedics. It's just easier. Get in, let's go.
Yeah, then stay and talk and actually communicate. Yeah. Be a patient advocate.
Do your job and, exactly. Advocate for the patient. That's what they teach you in school. That's what I still do, how many years later. I'm advocating for the patient. It's not the best thing for you to take your 90-year-old dad who has a cough and go put him in an emergency room to sit in a hallway surrounded by a bunch of other diseases and viruses when they're just going to say, go to the Target and get Mucinex and see you later.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and if he's lucky to go in the hallway, because then you have to wait in triage. That's another one.
Well, yeah. HCA in Portsmouth Hospital where I work don't believe in triage. They think people die in triage, whether you believe it or you don't. But we bring everybody back. They get a room or a bed or a chair, and they get treated. Instead of waiting in the emergency, or instead of waiting in the waiting room, they wait in a bed or a chair. So where people are around them. So.
That's smart. I mean, that takes a lot of the waiting in line to get a bed for us.
Yeah, it does, but also at the other edge of the spectrum.
Overloading nurses, everybody.
Yep, and you have someone that gets to the hospital, the waiting room's empty, this is slow. When we open the door, I'm like, wow, it's really busy today. Yeah, it's an emergency room. Well, how long is this going to be? At least a few hours, ma'am. Sir, it's an emergency room. Okay, and then like 3 hours or 2 hours, and I gotta go. I gotta pick up my kid. Like, we're gonna do everything we can to treat you, but
exactly.
I can't control you.
Yeah, you can win both.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I had those. Yeah, I had those. Like I literally, one time I got a call getting out of the ER, calling from the parking lot because they want to get in faster for triage.
Yep, I've been there.
Oh, you've been there. I put you in a wheelchair. There you go. Have fun.
Yeah. I was back in my Los Angeles County McCormick days. Done that multiple times.
How's going from West Coast to East Coast? What the big difference beside the helmets and the stupid wooden ladders?
Stupid.
Heavy as shit.
Going back to the word again, culture is huge. It is a huge difference between the West Coast and East Coast.
Really?
Yes. And I have trouble saying this because I grew up out there and I was younger, and the people I was with at the same time were younger, and not having families and having wives and stuff like that. We were young and in the job again. I
Oh yeah.
gravitated towards the busy fire stations with Cal Fire. But it's culture. I mean, out there we'd leave, we go surfing, we go paintballing, we go hiking, whatever. We didn't have families, we didn't have children or anything.
Yeah.
And out here it's you come to work, you do your job, and you leave. And no one really hangs out with each other.
Oh.
I mean, I have good friends up here we hang out with outside of work, but it's not like like close, tight knit.
So
My experience,
the experience.
anyways. Yeah. But culture in regards to fire service, in regards to tactics, in regards to vocabulary, and a simple thing for people that are listening, they would call, a water tender.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I heard that before.
Out on the West Coast, you get a water tender, you request a water tender to the scene, you're getting a 3,000 gallon truck with water tender. Out here, we call it tankers.
Tankers, yeah.
Simple, right? You request a tanker on the West Coast, you're getting a 747, dropping some water. But out here, you're getting a tanker, like a 3,000 gallon truck.
Yeah.
And just simple things, just little simple nuances like that is different. Helmets are different, gear's different, but it's a job. It's the same. Yeah. It's the same thing. Firebird's the same. Just different tactics, different. Vertical ventilation's not huge out here. West Coast is very big. Wildland's not huge out here at all. West Coast is very big.
Yeah, it's huge over there.
So, and it's just West Coast is more county based or state based, city based. Out here, it's like little town have fire station. All these little places have their own fire department with their own budget, and I think there's some positives, but there's also a lot of negatives with that in regards to everybody's beating to their own drum, and we don't follow the same SOPs, we don't follow the same communication, and we rely heavily on mutual aid. And you call mutual aid and you don't know what you're getting.
Yeah, whoever's available around the area. Yeah, I hear you. What I work, I work in the busiest tourist area in the world, basically.
Yep.
Freaking Disney. So I have 2 counties that surround us, and I don't know who's coming to help us. It's the police, different SOPs, different stuff. And we have to deal with our biggest taxpayer, which could be a headache sometimes.
Yeah, I bet.
It could be a headache. From access to places, I got buildings in the property that I work that I have no access. Because
how do you get access?
We have to call security, and they have to show up, and they have to call somebody to bring the key.
You don't have the key? You have the key to the city.
We got a key. But even to use the key to the city, we have to make sure that everybody agrees. One of those, just because it's the place that we work is different from everything else around the world. Political. I think so. Yeah, which to me is retarded, but whatever. It is. It is what it is. So it's a job, and we're lucky that we work in a place a job that we love and passionate about it, and taking me to places around the world.
Still gonna get you a passport though.
I still get my passport. Trust me, it's a big deal right now with the budget. So
I bet.
Oh, so we got screw the confined space people. Oh yeah. Everything. People love hazmat, but not confined space.
Well, you can use the passport for a hazmat.
Oh, trust me. I tried to sell it. I'm trying to bring it to Florida, bro. I'm trying to bring it to Florida so you can hang out here in Orlando area.
Right?
Go to bars, see some alligators, some crackheads, typical Florida stuff. Florida man.
I've never been to Disney World. I know my wife wants to go.
Really?
Yeah, she really wants to go.
It is expensive though.
Yeah, I know.
It is expensive. Now they came out with the new ticket. I don't know if I just saw the news. The Fast Pass is apparently double, triple the money you pay for a normal pass. It is, so whatever. Yeah, I don't have access to the parks anymore. I mean, I don't have those benefits. They took it away once they separate church from state. When that separation came out, So
Interesting.
yeah, it's a lot of things
Craziness.
interesting. Oh, bro, you have no idea. That's a wild west right there. It's just in my
I
little
bet.
area.
You guys do well during the hurricane?
Yeah. Actually, it was personally, yes, my house was fine. Debris all over the place, branch trees all over the place. I lost a little bit of my fence, but it's a plastic one, so I able to put it back together as a Lego.
Yep.
Tampa, St. Pete, they're devastated. It will take
Really?
years to go back to normal. I think
Mm.
so. There's still places without electricity in Florida after almost a week of the hurricane. Yeah, when this podcast come out live, hopefully those people have electricity again. But it's been rough because we got back to back hurricanes.
Yeah, I could imagine. Just the videos I see
Oh,
um, of the first hurricane with the mudslides up in North Carolina,
oh
and
yeah.
just it's just I couldn't even imagine like how.
No,
Can't even wrap
it
my head
is.
around it.
The
Like, wow.
hurricane, the last one, the Milton. Look, it's have like an old man, old guy, like grandpa name, Milton.
Yep.
Was the
Yep.
size of the state. It covered the whole state. The
Hmm.
Pensacola and all the Alabama close over there was fine, but everything else in the middle of that it was got wind
Hmm.
or water. Last time I
Yeah.
worked a hurricane, it was rough. I think I worked like 72 hours straight. I don't remember. It's a big blur because I'm going with chainsaws to go to the houses to the people. Then you got
Yep.
everybody on ventilators or any type of devices in the home completely
Yep.
shut down. So I worked like 3 codes uh, back to back. Yeah, it was rough. And this time I was at home with my family at least.
Yeah,
So
okay, good.
yeah, at least
Yeah.
I was.
Different world. I mean, we up here we get remnants of some of the hurricanes that you guys have
Yeah.
had, but this past year we had a pretty severe nor'easter, which didn't give a lot of snow, but it got a lot of wind. And I'm right on the coast, so we got a really severe flooding. We had a king tide as well, so it was very severe flooding, and it flooded the entire part. And I'm kind of similar to you with tourists. I mean, we go from 22,000, I think we're at now, smaller town, to over 170,000 during the summer because the
Really?
tourists come into the beach. It's a very big tourist population.
Up at Jersey, right?
Um, New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. Yeah, close. They all
Yeah.
look the same.
Yeah. Um, Not the Hamptons, not the Hamptons,
No,
New
the
Hampshire. This
Hamptons.
is Hampton Beach, New Hampshire.
Yeah, yeah.
But it was during the winter, so we had all winter rentals, so we probably had a population of like 400 or something. But down in the beach district, other than the town, but we had very severe flooding. We had reports of structure fires left and right all day long, and
Oh god.
power. I think next time, if we ever have it again, they learned like to kill the power, so we wouldn't have those issues
Yeah.
and evacuate everybody because it
Sounds
was
smart.
crazy. We
Sounds
ran
smart.
like 94 calls in like 14 hours or something.
Oh,
It was crazy.
it is. Yeah, it's stupid.
Yeah.
The stop happiness. You just want to smile and nod and make jokes all day long
Yep.
because that's all you can do. You got one
Yep.
cough to another one. Even if you work in a fire engine or in the ambulance in the rescue, doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, I give props to you guys down there though. Like I took a class at Teaks in Texas,
Mhm.
2 years ago, called MGT 314. It was a NIMS/IMT course. It was a week long. It's free if anybody wants to take it. It's awesome.
Oh,
But I met a bunch of people from Florida who were kind of captains, chiefs, or in emergency management,
Mhm.
and they were preparing and everything for hurricanes. And the stuff that they were telling us, like at dinner and stuff, good networking course as well, was crazy. Of like, they start planning, a week out. Like, yep, this hurricane's coming here. Let's start planning for it, and
oh yeah.
getting people spun up and all that stuff. Crazy.
Oh yeah. We got it to a T. But if we got a little cold front, oh, we doing, buddy.
Right.
We cannot. Right now it's 72 here, and people with
And it's
sweaters and hoodies, and it's just
iguanas falling out of the trees.
yeah.
It's 42 outside right now. I think the high got up to like 54 today.
42. No, bro.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a fan either.
That's one thing I
got
give
my
it props to you
Patagonia.
guys. Yeah, no. One thing I give it to you props guys over there up north is fighting on the snow, fighting fire in the snow, or doing EMS work in snow. I give it to
Yeah.
you props, 100%.
There was a fire that I will remember the rest of my life. We went to, it was a fatality fire. So a little 7-year-old boy died, but it was on a blizzard night. And we got there. The house was fully involved. There was nothing we can do other than put it out.
Yeah.
He was already gone. But we had exposure to the Bravo and the Delta sides, and with that we're already going as well. So we were there. It was like a 4 or 5 alarm fire, and we attempted to make some sort of rescue. When I got there, I was in the ambulance and I had to transport the grandmother, but they attempted to make some sort of rescue. And when I got back from the hospital, we went to work still. The hospital was like 5 minutes down the street. And my bottle, my face piece froze just by the mist of the snow and the water.
No.
I couldn't see out of my face piece because it was just a sheen of ice. My bottle was completely frozen. It was frozen to my shoulder straps. You took your jacket off. It was still on you.
Yeah.
We had to hire, or the incident commander had to get flatbeds to come in and pick up the hose, as well as we had to put 50-foot pieces of 1 3/4 once the stick had lowered and run it along the stick to get it back to the firehouse.
No, bro.
So 50 feet of going along the stick of the aerial ladder.
No, that's props to you. No.
Yeah.
I'd rather deal with alligators crossing the street and homeless people trying to grab you because it's so meth heads. Yeah, no.
Yep.
I'd rather deal. We have car fires 110 degrees outside. I'm sweating through the glove with no problem. I'd rather do that than frozen. No.
Yeah.
It's all you, man. It's all you.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to this winter.
Oh, I bet. And yeah, it is funny how we are in different locations. We travel, and we still have the same common goal, which is to take care of people. It's crazy, right? That we went to Poland, and like you said, we're expecting something else, and suddenly, like it's just us, but different language. So, and a little more stone face. Let's animate it.
Okay. The first thing I did, I don't know if you remember the first night when we went to that Polish place, and I didn't know anybody. I think you knew like Simon and stuff already.
Yeah.
I didn't know anybody. I didn't know who anybody was. I didn't know anybody's faces. And once I got to kind of warm up to people, it was Simon. I said, "Hey, can you say good luck for me?" And he's like, "What?" I'm like, like taking good luck. All right, you're good. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, taking guys.
It was just fun. It was a good time.
It was a great time. Yeah, every time I have a chance to go to Poland, I will go. Apparently, as you know, there might be another RIT competition in Poland. So hopefully, got the dates so we can go, and hopefully I can see you again over there. Because we only meet overseas apparently.
Right?
Yeah.
I would love to go again. That would be awesome. I'd love to hang out with you guys. Love to hang out with you. Be part of that team and tribe.
Yeah.
At Fastboard, we have we call our team tribe, because tribe it means a lot more than being part of a team and being part of a culture.
True.
Bringing stuff forward, all the same. And when we sell a Fastboard, or if someone buys into the culture of saving our own and 5 or die and all that stuff, they're not only buying a board, they're buying into a tribe of they can reach out just like you and I to whoever, and we're going to be there and help them do whatever they need to get through a situation or train or whatever. It's not only just a product. It's a culture. It's a mindset.
Yeah.
And it's something and I think being part of what I was with you, it shows how big that tribe is.
Yeah.
That people are really into it and love it and just want to be the best they can, be at their job for the worst day for someone or themselves. So
yeah, we have to be in our best. We don't have a chance to we can fail in training, but not once we're outside. especially what we do, being able to fail.
Yep.
And
I want to fail in training.
Oh, 100%.
I think I talked to you about FDTN, right? Fire Department Training Network.
Yes, I went actually. Yep. I went took a class. I took the
you did.
construction design and containers.
I completely forgot about that. I'm sorry.
Are you getting old, buddy?
Dementia. Yes, I remember you sending me the pictures. Sorry. Great place, right?
Yes.
Disneyland.
Yes.
Unbelievable. We'll put you through.
They can burn
anything. Yes, they can. And that is the way we should be having fires at the fire academies.
Yes, I agree.
They're controlled, they're safe, they're hot, they're smoky, there's zero visibility. And I just watched or just listened to National Fire Radio this past week.
Mm-hmm.
One of my friends, Kevin Pfluger, down in Texas, he just went to FDTN. He was talking about how it kicked his ass, and he wanted to fail. And that's what I was going to say is I go there to fail, or push myself to fail to make myself, reach that mental state. And that's why he said he did too. And you have to in training because fires are shit.
Yes.
We had a fire this morning. I got up for callback, and I really didn't want to go in. I didn't because it was nothing. But like at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's like when you least expect it. It's cold.
And then you got the overhaul.
So
not even the fires. The overhaul sucks.
Yeah.
Fuck.
But just pushing yourself in training, like we have our students do, like I do when I train. It's just I don't want to. I might get this wrong. But I don't want to train until I get it right. I want to train until I can't get it wrong.
Yeah.
Right. I want to keep failing, keep getting it right. Figure out how to not fail, and then just keep plugging away until it becomes second nature.
It's true.
So
it's true. Even taking the class design prop that I was expecting. I was expecting just do designing and you check out the structure. No, I have to do live fire, which is great. I was excited about it. I felt the heat on my knees.
Yeah.
After like 3 seconds. Those guys
the first time I went with my partner and I, Brian, we did RIT, and it was like a 2-hour scenario. We went through 5 bottles with multiple groups. And it was simple. Like simple. Like guy was in a hole, you had to go around like S, all this stuff. But it was hot and zero visibility with no thermal imager or anything. And I don't know what I did, but I was in the hole. I sat the guy up, and I went like this with my hand or something, and I must have brought my hood up.
Ooh!
And I immediately felt the yellow jacket sting. I'm like, oh, that's hot. And I'm staying down low as much as I can. I got burned.
Yeah.
I guess I got some blisters.
Yeah.
But holy cow, that's hot. Don't sit up, Brian.
It is hot. I don't know. And it's down to a science. He said, I got 2 pallets, 1 pack of hay, 7 pliable OSB, good to go. 15 to 17 minutes. Done deal.
Yep. And,
that's it.
I have the opportunity to work at the New Hampshire Fire Academy up here, like I had stated, and I've been pushing for that type of, training. We have 2 buildings. Yep, we have 2 buildings, a level A, or Class A, and a Class B. And the Class A is basically a glorified campfire in a 55-gallon drum. It doesn't teach firemen anything. It doesn't teach students anything. And I said, hey, because this building's old, it's getting towards the end of its life, and they're spending all this money on the
renovations and NFPA shit, all that. Yeah.
Yep. I'm like, hey, why don't we just build, what they have at FTTN into the building? So we have a fire room and then a other room, which is like the VES room, and then it gets built into the building. I had the blueprints drawn up. I had all this stuff done. It saves money. It saves time on instructors. This, that, and the other thing.
They say no. No, I got to say.
I haven't got an answer why they say no. Right? They didn't give me a no. They just said okay in the future, and that was 3 years ago.
Oh yeah.
But it's like how much do you have to keep pushing? Like I continue, I continue to push, and I continue to put effort in. I give 100% or 100% of effort 10% of the time, or give only 10% of effort 100% of the time. When you give 100% effort, you're just getting burned out right now.
Yeah.
But if you give, the 10%, 100% of the time, you're going to get somewhere, right? Yeah. So that's why I've tried doing, and it hasn't got anywhere yet, but hopefully the envelope starts turning here.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Good luck with that. I had the same problem when I came from the class. I was excited. I got the blueprints. I got engineer actually to approve everything. 4 containers, $4,000 each. I mean, the whole structure, because each one is $1,000. ESO approved. I mean, you name it. They say, yeah,
Yep.
we'll think about it. We're trying to get a $1.5 million tower. Okay. Hey, I'm just throwing bombs, sticky bombs. Something will stick.
Yep.
Some not.
Yeah, something will stick. But
Something.
I mean,
all
this stuff, we're gonna get somewhere. I mean, we have to still have the best job in the world, and making people and ourselves better again, to do the job and continue to train and to have fun, and make training great again.
That's all we can do.
And
that's all we can
train
do.
as if your life depends on it, because it does. And just when you're not having fun too, you need to hang up the coat.
Yeah, you need to start looking for something else, or start looking to a desk job or something else. Fire inspection sounds great.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Right. But we need to take care of ourselves too, right? Like we just talked about earlier with whether you need to talk to someone or you need to take a break, it's okay. Just because it's a long career.
It is a long.
It's a short career, but it's a long career.
25 to 30 years.
Yeah.
It's a long career.
Yeah.
See, an hour. See, I told you, just talking shit is amazing.
Right.
So before we go, what advice you will give to a brand new fireman? The guy is excited, 19 years old, 18, which is making it even worse. 18 years old, so all the movies on the, the ladder 33 or 43, backdraft.
49.
The same shit. It's a ladder. Who cares? It's a tower. We call it tower.
Brian McCaffrey.
Yeah, Brian McCaffrey. The Wildfire with who was the actor? The guy who played Thanos.
Top Gun.
Top Gun 1 and 2, and the sequel. What do you advise we give it to that guy? One advice, because I know you have a whole Bible and quotes.
Yeah, right. Use these. Don't use this.
There you go.
Listen. Be a sponge. Listen. Ask questions when need be, but just ask why. Ask questions. Always be eager to learn. Be into the job. Here we go. Keep rolling with it. Be into the job. Don't sit around. I say to my guys, and I do this myself, is we have to work out every single day, and we have to do something to improve the firehouse or the fire service that day. And whether you're on the ambulance, it's cleaning the ambulance, or whether you're on the engine, you're polishing a tool or doing whatever. You're improving something.
Yeah.
As long as people, when people see that, they're like, oh, Adam did that or Aaron did that or whatever. Well, that's cool. Let me do that. Have pride in it, right? Have that, company pride. But just use your ears and don't use your mouth a lot, and just listen, learn, be a sponge, take it all in.
Yeah.
Enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride. And two more questions.
Yes.
How do you motivate somebody who's in the 10-year career? It's already blue chair, stuck to the blue chair. What advice you would give to that person to, ignite the fire again? And you know what? I want to do something. That's a hard one.
It is a hard one. I wouldn't call it advice. I would call it, take my hand. Oh, let's go do a training outside of here. Let's go to a fire conference so you can see how good this job is, how many people are into this job, and show you what, make training great again. Like, be part of this fire conference, be part of this brotherhood, sisterhood, and let them see it's a lot more to the job than sitting in a recliner all day long and running calls.
That's actually a good one.
Yeah. I would just I'm taking a bunch of guys down to Joey D in Long Island.
I heard
in November.
I heard that.
Yep.
I seen Facebook feed, whatever.
Yep. It's a great time. It's a great cause. It's cheap money for a fireman to go down. It's $300 for the whole 3 days, 2 days of hot, 1 day of lecture. They offer it down to Texas too in the Woodlands. Yeah. It's a great course. You can pick from anything from commercial fire to confined space to anything you want. They have instructors from all over the country, pristine instructors.
Yeah.
And you get big bang for the buck. But I would take that person, and that's one of my goal is this Joey D is to take those people and get them exposed to what we are exposed to all the time, because we have that opportunity and we're blessed to have that, is go to these places and meet these people and see, wow, this is fun.
Yeah.
But you have to keep it going, right? Like you said earlier, you came back, you're all fueled up, the fire's hot. Yeah, let's get this done. And then you hit a brick wall.
And then you
hit another brick wall.
Yeah.
Hit another brick wall. That person's gonna fall right back in the recliner. Because it's easy. It's
convenience.
It's convenience. It's
familiar.
It's
safe.
easy. Yep, it's familiar. It's safe. Exactly.
Yeah.
But then you got to take them to another one, or get them to take someone else. So that's
tricky. Tricky. Ooh,
yeah,
that's a tricky part. So I'll try. It's a class I want to retake again in Las Vegas, Nevada, with the rat people for FEMA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the hazmat.
Yep.
That was a great class. Amazing. Do not drop anything on the floor. Everything glows.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, to be honest, it's fun and scary. And don't bring your cell phone. Yes, yeah, I learned. We all learned that day for a lot. Don't take pictures. If you see an alien, just draw it. You don't have to take a picture. Yeah, and one last thing. Who you recommend to be in the podcast and talk a little bit about whatever you think would be good at it? Just a big umbrella. But I got Simon on the podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I did see that.
Yeah. I want to bring him to Rockville, by the way, to a heavy metal concert here. If you want to join in.
All right. He would like that.
In Daytona.
Oh.
They got Jelly Roll. You like country? They got Jelly Roll.
Yeah. Who would I like? I mean, there's a million people.
I know. Somebody hey, willing to just give me 45 to an hour in some point from now to December, I guess.
Probably our guy, off the top of my head, someone who you would get along with, have the same, personality and stuff. Probably Jeremy Mathis. He's my one of my mentors. He works for Covington, Georgia, and he is the person, or I don't even know his title. He's in charge of training for the Fast Rescue Solutions.
Yeah, Fast Solutions. Yeah, I seen it. I think I followed them on Instagram. Jeremy
Mathis.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He would have a lot of good nuggets. So he's a man of God. He really takes faith and believes in a lot of stuff, and he's going somewhere. He's a captain and acting battalion chief. And sorry, Jeremy, if you're watching this or ever do, I got your title wrong. But he's captain or acting battalion chief. But he wants to be, he wants to move up and make a department great.
He's a fireman.
Like he's doing.
That's it.
Yeah, he's a fireman.
That's it.
Yep. But yeah.
All right, sweet.
Off the top of my head.
Sweet. If you have his contact, it will be better instead of going through Instagram, because I don't be like a creeper.
I get you too.
Okay, hey, buddy.
Yep. I'll get it.
Yeah. And with that, thank you, Adam, for being finally in the podcast. It was long overdue. Cheers, mate, for this conversation. Yep. I hope to see you in America.
Yes.
Before we see international, at least see you at home.
Right.
It could be in Florida. You're more than welcome to come to Florida, non the hurricane seasons.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. My house, your house, bro. You got a house here in Florida. If you need to stay here for one night, whatever, you can stay. That won't be a problem.
Very good.
Yeah. So
I appreciate it. Thank you for the opportunity.
Anytime, buddy. Anytime you want to come back, you can always come back. And those two watch the whole interview, please subscribe, follow, like, share, all that shit that you guys know to support the channel, support this cause that we're trying to, bring people together and just talk about fire stuff and mental health and whatever you want. I got strippers on the podcast,
we did talk a little bit more about EMS than I wanted to.
Yeah, but I have to give some love to EMS. You know how it is. People give too much shit to EMS. Yeah, I had a stripper one time in the podcast. She won the stripper Olympics, gold medalist.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Don't expect anything like that out of me.
Texas, Dallas. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, you can win those triple Olympics. You just have to shake it, bro. Shake it.
Yeah.
All right. With that, thanks, bro. I let you go. So I know you have stuff to do. And thank you so much again. And thank you, people, to watching the podcast. And see you next time.
Cheers. Have a good night.
Cheers. Bye.